Okay, here we go with a 2-barrel. This appears to be Autolite, very similar to a Motorcraft. It's got the basic, they use these things on Ford and Mercury and products like that, Jeeps and stuff. It's got that, it's called a 2300 bolt pattern. This one here, now this one here is froze up, so it's probably not going to start. And this has got a manual choke, which is kind of rare with this type of carburetor. But what we're trying to do is give you a general overview of what carburetors people send us to get rebuilt. But of course, this is not limited. You know, we're just showing you a generic example. Okay, and like I said, this thing is probably not going to start. But we're going to put some gas in it. We're looking all over to see, first of all, it's got a bunch of leaks, which you don't see any. Don't see any cracks. Of course, if it had busted ears here, or this was froze up, would not even test it. It'd be just not, wouldn't be. Whoa! Look at there. You see there? See there? See there? You got the great flood. So before we start it up, we're going to have to go in here and mop up this fuel. So this carburetor here, the person properly diagnosed it. This carburetor is not going to be a usable product on that guy's car or truck, whatever it was on. But you'll see when we get done, you'll be a different animal. So here we go. Not going to be easy to start either. Oh boy. Okay, we're going to try to choke it by hand here, see if we can get it going. Oh, there we go. There we got the flooding of the... Well, as you can see, this was not, this is froze up. So, that's the way we get lots of them. Of course, we get some, about 10% that are okay. And the person is, you know, they've missed it. Something else is wrong with the vehicle. But obviously, this carburetor needs rebuilding. So, you saw it for yourself. We would send it back, tell the customer, your choice. It's $200, about $200, $210 to be rebuild that one. And it's just a one-day job. You know, once we've got it here in Texas, and it's an additional day, and it'll be back on its way from the sender. Thank you. Enjoy this hot, sweaty day. We're certainly not. Okay, believe it or not, this is the finished product. This is that Holley 2-barrel, otherwise known as a Autolite. Now, they use these up until right in '69. The basic difference was the shape of the base. This base here, when you look at it, looks like a butterfly. This particular carburetor here has manual choke only. Very rare, and we don't get too many of those but to sell, but there's one right there. But it's a manual choke only from the factory. Now we've torn this apart. I'm not going to go into detail. I had to have extensive modifications internally to make it use ethanol-based fuel. It would not run. Of course, you saw when we first tried to start it up. This was all froze up. It had a coating of nasty varnish, sticky tar on the side of the thing. It just, literally, we had to drill with a small microscopic drill set the passages out to get the stuff out of them. Very, you know, this carburetor would have been expensive if somebody would have sent it out to be rebuilt, but being it's going to be our demonstrator, we went ahead and went to the extra work and the labor to make it so that it's absolutely perfect. And, you know, now that we did it, we're going to go ahead and sell it. We'll probably get about 3.5 million, oh, well, you know, 3.5 million pennies maybe or something, but certainly won't get what our labor is worth, as good looking, as smart as we are. Anyway, here we go. We're going to start it up. Enough running my mouth. Here we go. Basically a hands-free operation. Bear with me, all the noise and the fans and stuff, but we're very, very hot here in Texas. I mean, in this building where these carburetors are running, we got other engines in here, and it's hot. So I'm going to make it very quick. Get this in here okay. I'm going to show you this. This one here, these are good for your pickups, your Ford products, Mercury's. International uses that same kind of carburetor. All forklift trucks. Now, if you want to find out the exact application, it's right here. If you want to find out what size CFM it is, it's written right there. You got to have a code to break that code, which we do have the code. It's got a number, point something. We have the code to break it, to tell you, but it's unimportant here. This is just for demonstration purposes. This is not to make sure it's on a proper vehicle. But there you go. There's the finished product. I mean, powder coated with the famous electronically applied. Even left a little stud in this one here for the air cleaner. But there you go. That's how you do it. That's how we do it. And we get them all the time that somebody else has tried to rebuild, and it's not their fault. If you're not doing this stuff every day and you don't have this equipment, you cannot be in a level playing field with people that do it every day. I mean, you might try hard as you can, but you cannot do it. I couldn't have done these things 35 years ago, or 40 years ago when we started out like I can now, because all that time we accumulated information. And of course, as the years went by, we got more and more smarter, more and more better looking too all the time. You know, that's one of the difficulties we have, is trying to keep the women customers away from us. But we fight them off because we're happily married Jesus boys. Have a good day and buy some carburetors. Get your carburetors right built here at Carburetors and More. Thank you.